All right, let me start this over again. This is William K. Murtaugh, Witness One. Welcome to the show. And boy, this is a poor choice for a hat. So we're gonna go head naked now. Thanks, Rebecca. I thought maybe you'd be over listening to Levi. I accidentally put the show on tonight, not realizing that Levi's going on the air. Uh, but since the show is pre-recorded, that people can watch it um, when it's recorded because it's going to be a brief stream. Now, the subject matter uh, tonight is the addict, and um, there's many different things that people can be addicted to: alcohol, smoking, drugs, and in the case of one individual, attention. Now, it doesn't matter if it's negative attention or positive attention. There are people out there that simply need to be relevant, to matter, to have attention paid to them. And in some cases, they're going to choose ways of getting attention that are not really um, acceptable. Now, why do they do this? There's any number of reasons. Um, and what I did when I was up in Minnesota, I talked to a great deal of people up there and I found out a lot of information. And the information was not put on the chaos project that I had uh, created because I didn't think it was appropriate at that time to uh, put this kind of information out there. But I do so this time to kind of get an understanding of why this particular individual does things to the degree he does. And what I found out is he had a very unstable environment. And by that I mean uh, he was adopted. And this is one of these rare cases where it is a open adoption. In other words, he knew his mother, he knew his original background, and he knew his original name. And he was adopted by a fairly old couple. And in some ways, you would think that he had a normal childhood, but apparently not. And this came out in the book he wrote, and it also came out with information I found out. Now, this individual had become addicted to alcohol at a very young age. Um, he admitted to it in his book, and the police records that are out there alluded to that, to where he was constantly being arrested for being intoxicated, driving drunk, that sort of thing. And in the book, um, he admitted to the fact that he had gotten so drunk that he wound up passed out and was um, resuscitated, so to speak, in a psychiatric ward of a hospital. So what we have is an individual that had a troubled background. Um, he fathered virtually all of his children out of wedlock. Got into a great deal of legal trouble with uh, the mother of his son, and if I understand correctly, he actually relinquished custody of another child to that mother. So there's that. But what it was not known until now is that if you go backwards from the center point of his getting involved in a national missing child case, This individual had problems almost on day one. Um, Now, the record that I've been able to track down is that he had problems in school, and those problems had to do with bullying, severe bullying. And from what I understand, this had to do with his personality and his conduct towards those his age. And so he was constantly bullied. He was subjected to a great deal of peer pressure, which one of the things resulted in his admitted uh, burning of materials in a driveway between two houses. This is only the tip of the iceberg. And when he went through his drunk stage, he got to a point where he might have been able to um, at least cut back on his drinking, but other personality problems crept into the picture. And mainly, what crept into the picture was his addiction to attention. Um, Now, prior to his getting involved in missing child cases and high profile cases and so on and so forth, uh, he briefly worked for a local newspaper, and he was also constantly having problems within the legal system. He was filing frivolous lawsuits, making all sorts of accusations, and just creating problems for a whole bunch of people. And then when the uh, missing children cases came along, he suddenly found what he thought was his calling and started the YouTube channel and his blog at that point. And he continued to expand his resume, so to speak. Um, he came up with a fishtail. That fishtail got bigger and bigger, and it's gotten way out of control today. Um, he is the type of person that has to be important. He has to be the hero. He has to be special. Um, he has this need uh, and craving to be admired. Um, Now, yes, I always thought that part of it was that he wanted the money, but that's a small part of it, and it's not exactly his fault. For the money lies with his companion, or I suppose you could call her his employer or his handler. She is the one that apparently is in this for the money. Um, and she sought him out. She groomed him, and now she has absolute control over him. And through him, she has gotten a cult following in his name. And out of that, these people are contributing money. And people are also buying things on his new um, online store, which is created for that specific purpose. And no amount of calling him out on his lies, pointing out when he's not accurate, pointing out the false accusation he makes about a lot of people, it's not going to do any good. It's not going to stop. Because even if he was not getting any audience at all, he would continue to do what he's doing because it's an avenue for him to get out there. If he gets 100 people, he's happy. If he gets 1,000 people, he's even happier than that, and so on. And in order to gain that following, he has to create controversy. And the controversy that he has created is these accusations and way out conspiracy theories. He accuses people of heinous crimes, pedophiles, child traffickers, satanic ritual abuse, eating babies, drinking their blood, extracting this chemical from babies, and even making diamonds out of babies, which is, I don't know how he even came up with that one. And we've had the fish people and the reptile people and clones and doppelgangers and, every conspiracy theory under the sun. Um, so, you know, what's the answer? The answer is that there really isn't anything to do because it doesn't matter if you pay attention to this individual or not. If you ignore him, he's going to come up with something to garner your attention. And that usually means that he's going to do videos of where he accuses you of things that you did not say or do. And he's going to get other people around him who are in the same situation, people that crave attention, no matter what kind that attention is. And um, these people don't have a conscience. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they destroy, as long as they get the attention they so desire. Excuse me, I gotta. My uh, companion here showed up. Our mascot, Amber, decided to come up here, so I'm gonna pet her. You may see a nose pop up now and then. Anyhow, getting back to the subject in hand, these other people are his enablers. They are just as fanatic as he is. They don't care what they put out there. They don't care if it's the truth or not because it brings attention to them. It causes us to respond to them, us to criticize them, and it feeds into this constant need to be a victim. And so, yeah. All right, say hi to everybody and then I'm going to put you down. This is Amber. She's coming in, kind of seeing what's going on. She's our little mascotty waddy. So, okay, you've had your 10 seconds of fame, young lady. Yeah. So, I know we got the dog moment out of the way. Amber, she's not even leaving. She's staying here right by the chair. It looks kind of weird when I have to bend down to pet her because she's a runt and this is a tall chair and I'm out of position. So, we have all these people out there saying these outrageous things. They make these outrageous threats. They're making false police reports and just creating all kinds of problems. And the reason they do this is because they want to feel important. And so, you just have to learn to live with them. This sort of thing is not new. This has been going on for decades. The internet just makes it more prevalent. We've had this sort of thing happen on CB radio. We've had it happen on radio talk shows, and this is just a new way. And so we're stuck with it. Now, because of that, what I'm doing now is I will be making live streams like this one on this channel where we discuss these people out there that are doing things that are quite wrong. Levi Page right now is discussing one of these people. Um, And so I'm going to cut this thing off in a few minutes so that I'm not interfering with the show any more than I already have. The nice thing is this thing can be recorded, so people can watch it later. And basically, all this is a monologue. So what I'm doing, like I said, is I will be concentrating on grifters uh, like this individual and others here. The primary channel is moving away completely from the subject of these people. That's why I'm only doing this on this channel, because it's a subject that we've talked to the death on the other channel, and it's making the other channel stale. I'm going to be returning the other channel to its original format, which is stuff about new um, high profile cases in the news, like Cynthia Absog and Neely Blanchard, and some other cases that I'm checking out on, and other subjects that are relevant and more mainstream, instead of constantly getting involved with these other people who really don't matter. They don't deserve the attention that they're getting, whether it be positive or negative. And it's time to move away from them. It's time to move on to things that are relevant. And this is what I'm going to be doing in the weeks to come. It's going to take me a little bit of time, so I may be doing more on this channel than on my primary channel until I get up to speed. But I am going to try and make the other channel a better experience at some point. Um, so I think what I'll do is I think I'm going to close down, because I said what I wanted to say, and I do have things that I need to get out of the way um, to start my other projects. I do have my schedule starting tomorrow, and it's going to be quite early, like really early in the AM. So I really got to get some rest and all that stuff. But go over and tune in Levi Page, see what he has to say. I'm going to tune into him for a little bit here while I'm working on stuff, and um, and then I'll see you the next time around. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notifications, because this channel is going to be producing more videos. I'll put up some more recorded videos, but everything's going to be here when it comes to this particular subject matter. Um, if anything of a legal situation develops where I need to talk about anything in the legal, like somebody gets arrested or there's a court case filed either for or against these individuals, then it follows the format of the other channel. But until then, change is in the air. And since this is also a subject matter on this channel, the um, Project Resolve is underway. It's going full blast. I just don't advertise about it, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. I have to go by the information provided to me by those directly involved. So we go from there. So go enjoy Levi. Hopefully, I will be able to work things out with this channel and the other channel, and things will go along a lot better. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Rebecca, for checking in, and whoever else is out there. Until the next time we meet, have a good one.